Mtu kama anataka siasa, aende atafute siasa, atafute sera. Tafuta sera ya kuuza kwa wananchi, wacha ukabila. Hakuna mtu atabadilika hapa. Kenya sisi ni Wakenya, na Nairobi ni mji ya Wakenya wote. This is a cosmopolitan city and we want to live together harmoniously. Nimeona machifu wanaongea hapa ni wa kutoka jamii zote.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Today we're going to be talking about Kenyan politics. Gaining momentum, temperatures are gaining momentum every day, every night. So today we're going to be talking about why the president and his deputy president are differed and they're in big beef. Actually, it's a back and forth happening between the two. And so we're going to be talking about that and see what could be this cause that brought all these two leaders just to differ and fall apart. Some of the things that has led DP Rigathi to be where he is now could be maybe have done maybe something wrong that led to him to be in bad books with his boss, the President William Ruto. That's what I want us to take and look into. And without wasting time, let's go straight to the point. There are few points that led, few reasons that led to this, all this back and forth. And you, as you know, just the other day, DP Gachagua went straight to the media and spoke all he spoke about his boss. He was actually addressing President Ruto directly from the Citizen TV live from his residential home in Karen. So, one, why Rigathi is where he is now and why he's in different big wrangles with his boss. Rigathi Gachagua is constantly contradicting his boss. It started with the DP saying that Kenya is a company and there are those with big shares, there are those with small shares, and there are those without shares. This did not go down well with President Ruto. He took action immediately by going to Kisumu. Actually, he went to Nyanza. President immediately went to Siaya, Nyanza County region. And in fact, he went into 3 counties, particularly Siaya. While in Siaya, President said this: everybody in this government is a shareholder. That was immediately after DP uttered the words saying that there are people in this government, those with big shares, small shares, and those without. So President reacted immediately, went to Siaya, retaliated by saying everybody in this government owns shares. So that did not go well down with Rigathi, the DP, again, after the president gave that stand. But again, DP did not listen. Actually, doesn't bother to realign with the what the president, his boss, said. He again went ahead and retaliated, saying the same thing at a different location. The government, he repeatedly said the government has shares, people with shares. Kenya is a company. That's what led to, point that led to Rigathi to differ with his boss. So one thing is that what is Rigathi Gachagua does is that he doesn't realign with what his boss is trying to say. Instead, he doubles down and do opposite, so that refusal to adopt president's positions, and that has actually caused him much friendship with the President William Samoei Ruto. The second blunder that I feel DP Rigathi made that has led to where we are discussing impeachment motion that could be arriving anytime, maybe next week. And by the way, if you follow Kenyan's politics, usually when something is about to happen, the president is always out of the country. And for example, if you remember when people, tried to invade Uhuru Kenyatta's land, North Rift, stealing few properties here and there, the president was away and abroad. And right now, as you speak, and if you look at the even if you look on the screen, the president himself is already out, is in Haiti, attending to the ongoing mission in Haiti. So if something is about to happen, the president is always outside the country. So that is second point that led to Gachagua's blunder that he made to bring all these unfriendly thing between him and the president. So the relationship between the two is toxic, and that's one of the points that led to all that. The third reason why the DP is where he is attacking the wrong people. It's always good in life to study people. Don't just jump on them, then start, hurling words towards them, throwing words towards them. Somebody even in life, not just in politics, but most in life, it's good to study people. So in politics, there are people who have allies that are directly under them, and the DP was unable to differentiate who the president considers near and closer to him and who is likely a distant child. So because of that inability to distinguish, the DPs ended up attacking wrong people. For example, Farouk, Oscar Sudi, Itumbi, Sakaja, Kimani Ichung'wah, and that 5 group has come together to convince the president that it's high time that this gentleman is impeached. And for example, Sakaja is saying, look, we can't work with this guy in Nairobi. We are trying to remove traders in Nairobi. He is busy, bringing controversial stories. Ichung'wah saying, we are trying to build the nation. This one is being, tribal. It won't be coming up with another story. Like, for example, the other day, Sudi came up with a story saying he's being attacked every corner, even in courts, he's being attacked. So that is one of the reasons that ended up Rigathi Gachagua to where he is. At the end of the day, the complaints over these 5, I believe, is what is took to turn the president heart and mind away from the DP Rigathi Gachagua. For you to see the Rigathi going on the citizens to speak with some this guy called Sam Gituku and saying that what he's going through is worse than what DP went through. That's Ruto when he was the DP went through, because DP Ruto by that time so smooth in his time in the office and all that. So DP Rigathi is failing to as a result of making powerful enemies in government. The fourth thing that has caused President Ruto to turn away from his DP Rigathi Gachagua is the fact that Rigathi Gachagua should place populist politics. In other words, listening to the ground too much but not listening to his boss. Unlike economic advisors who are, eating well, like Moses Kuri and David Ndii, these guys are always along, with the president, always listen to him, give the ear, and listens, follow instructions from the president. I know the president has all powers, so whatever said, they will follow. Whatever they do, whatever he does, even if it's initiating the project, they're always there to advise him way forward. For example, during finance bill, everyone in government supported the finance bill. Now, the DP, you could not tell whether he's against the finance bill. He didn't even talk. He didn't come out openly. He just said he's, listening to the ground. That's why, people even ended up accusing him for financing Gen Z and also unrest in the country. They ended up also saying that he's financing, the Gen Zs to overthrow the president so that he could become the president. So all those realities are there because he is the only person who kept quiet, and he is the only one who came out, who did not come out to support the finance bill. So, in any case, Rigathi always comes out claiming he is listening to the ground. So the president feels much left alone. So those are some of the things. And if at all, whenever the president is making any trying to come up with any decision, Rigathi is nowhere to be seen. If you're always keen, he's always nowhere to be seen. He's always only seen going to Mlima Kenya, claiming to protect Mlima, as they said. And Mlima Kenya, the president always feels left alone and feels bad times that he's always alone. Rigathi is nowhere to be seen. So he feels, I'm always not with this guy. So those are some of the things that makes the president always feels left alone during bad times, and Rigathi is away. So that's why he made a decision, begging, looking forward sides of kicking and choosing someone else. The fifth reason why president is having problem with the DP is because of Conde ministers or CS. Someone like Edan Duale had a problem with the DP and continue having problems with him. You remember when Edan Duale was CS defense, Rigathi could not get helicopter. When Kuria was trade and he moved to public service, he decided that Rigathi is going to be his full-time enemy. Recently, when Rigathi did not make up or show up to Nyeri, Moses put out a tweet saying that this is the last time this seat will be empty. That means this is the last time DP is not going to show up at the president's function. What does that mean? Impeachment directly. So those are some of the biggest blunders DP created for himself. So those are some of the reasons we said we must look into why is he being troubled by all these issues of back and forth that is going on between him and the president. So if you're watching this for the first time, maybe you're new in this channel, remember to subscribe to this channel. Hit that subscription button. Let's see your views down the comment section.